jacket hanging in the attic dark. The winter cold has made my knuckles numb, yet touching this rekindles one small spark. I slip my fingers through the inner seam, and suddenly the decades fall away. The smell of cedar fills the dusty air, back when we ran through raindrops in the square. You pressed a folded note into my palm while waiting for the tram, a simple sketch of two young people escaping from the storm. We drank cheap wine and laughed until the street lamps flickered low, before you boarded, heading north to start a different life, leaving behind a piece of thread that bound me to your ghost. The fabric holds the shape your shoulders gave, a heavy weave from 1964. I was a shy clerk trying to be brave. You were the dancer standing by the door. You stroked the sleeve to keep your trembling still, while orchestra musicians packed their bags. The cafe lights went out across the street, leaving the sound of two young heartbeats beat. Time gently softens every sharp regret. The bitter days turn sweet inside the mind. I never asked if you remember yet the little bench that we were forced to leave behind. Door swings shut against the light. I smooth the sleeve once more and say goodnight. Faded metro ticket rests beside my cup, its paper edges bent and yellowed down the side. I wipe the wooden table off before I pick it up, and let this quiet corner be a place to hide. It has been 40 years since we were 17, when summer held us tight inside a passing tram. An old street song plays slowly in my head, of simple words we meant and never said. I smile to see how far the time has fled. We bought 2 cheap baguettes and walked along the Seine, and shared a woolen scarf to keep away the rain. You laughed until your boots were soaked in muddy gray, then kissed my cheek and stole my heart and ran away. And I've kept that sweetness in my life today. The glass is foggy now against the afternoon. A spoon turns in my tea with slow and easy grace. falling leaves beneath an early moon. And in the darkened window I can see your face. We had no grand design, no promises or gold, just sweet untamed delight before the world grew cold. An old street song plays slowly in my head, of simple words we meant and never said. I smile to see how far the time has fled. We bought 2 cheap baguettes and walked along the Seine, and shared a woolen scarf to keep away the rain. You laughed until your boots were soaked in muddy gray, then kissed my cheek and stole my heart and ran away. And I have kept that sweetness in my life today. Time falls like paper in a vintage coat, like lines of poetry an old friend wrote. I do not wish to turn the clock back to the start. I only like to keep this warmth inside my heart. The ticket stays right here upon the tablecloth. Outside the window flies a gentle winter moth. I sip the cooling tea and turn my color high, and send a grateful blessing to the days gone by. An old accordion hums down below, drifting up through the open screen. Pour another glass of this dark red wine, and let us talk of 1963. You used to wait by the iron gate just to watch her walk on home from school. You wore your only ironed coat, a quiet, hopeful, foolish youth. Look at us now with silver in our hair, sitting on this balcony in afternoon air. The world moves fast, but the past stays sweet, listening to the rhythm of the street. You dropped your books when she smiled your way, and chased her scarf through the autumn breeze. Then bought 2 pastries on a Tuesday night to share beneath the shaded chestnut trees, while the city played a sleepy, slow refrain. The street vendor calls his roasted nuts, the same old chorus we used to hear. Remember how you saved 3 copper coins to buy a single rose for her that year? Your fingers trembled when you held her hand right beside the baker's wooden door. You thought that summer wouldn't ever end, and love was all a young heart needed for. Look at us now with silver in our hair, sitting on this balcony in afternoon air. The world moves fast, but the past stays sweet, listening to the rhythm of the street. You dropped your books when she smiled your way, and chased her scarf through the autumn breeze. Then bought 2 pastries on a Tuesday night to share beneath the shaded chestnut trees, while the city played a sleepy, slow refrain. She moved away when the winter came, leaving just a handkerchief of blue. You never married her, my dear old friend, but she made a romantic man one of you. Listen close to the cobblestone song. Pour the wine, let the memory linger long. She was your first and the sweetest light. Rest your eyes now, my friend. Good night.
Burnt sugar and sweet roasted chestnuts hang thick in the damp evening chill. An old man named Pierre slows his step at the top of the cobblestone hill. The autumn wind smells of wet pavement and smoke from the baker's dark stove, and carries him back to a boy of 18 and his very first innocent love. He adjusts his wool coat against November's cold bite, looking down at the river where gas lamps cast light. 50 winters have washed through the streets of the town since he walked with the girl in the olive green gown. Genevieve wore a scarf dyed in copper and red, while she laughed at the foolish sweet promises Pierre said. They shared 4 warm chestnuts to thaw out their freezing cold palms, finding peace in an alleyway, humming with soft autumn songs, till a midnight train whistled and swept afar south to the sea, leaving only a fragrance that time couldn't set from him free. She was bound for a school near the lavender fields in the south. He was bound to the print shop with ink on his thumbs and his mouth. Neither wrote many letters, for youth flies on hurried, unthinking young wings. And the years turned to decades through summers and dozens of springs. Now the street lamp flickers above his gray hair as the shadow of memory steps into the square. Every autumn the breeze smells the same near the park when the chestnut cart lights up its coal in the dark. Genevieve wore a scarf dyed in copper and red, while she laughed at the foolish sweet promises Pierre said. They shared 4 warm chestnuts to thaw out their freezing cold palms, finding peace in an alleyway, humming with soft autumn songs, till a midnight train whistled and swept her far south to the sea, leaving only a fragrance that time couldn't set from him free. Time steals the youth from your knees and the dark from your head. It silences songs that the street corner buskers once led, but a breath of roasted sugar across cold iron gates is a doorway to youth, where a shoe tortilla-road lover still waits. Pierre buys a small cone from the cart on the corner today. He smiles at the steam as it drifts through the shadows of gray. The smell of roasted chestnuts rolls over the river clock tight, and for 3 quiet minutes she walks right again by his side.
Silence filled the shaded parlor room. The velvet curtains held their breath today. Then out of nowhere came your quiet name and swept the heavy quietness away. I saw us sitting on that cobblestone terrace, young and clumsy in the gentle breeze. A silver tray arrived with steamed sweet milk. The waiter smiled and bowed his silver head. We did not need to speak a single word. We listened to the street guitar instead. We shared a single sweet vanilla tart with 2 tin spoons which clicked against the plate. You wiped a crumb of pastry off my cheek before those autumn hours grew too late. Such gentle motion built my quiet home, though 50 winters left me here alone. Your cotton dress was painted pale rose blush. You spilled a drop of tea upon your knee. You blushed so red and hid behind your hands, and whispered you were far too small for me. I took your fingers in my steady palms and kissed the stain to set your spirit free. The gas lamps flickered on along the lane. The shadows stretched across the wooden floor. We held our paper napkins like a treasure and did not want to step outside that door. We shared a single sweet vanilla tart with 2 tin spoons which clicked against the plate. You wiped a crumb of pastry off my cheek before those autumn hours grew too late. Such gentle motion built my quiet home, though 50 winters left me here alone. Now leaning on my carved oak walking cane, I watch the young folk bustling through the square. They think old people only dream of dust, unaware of the bright fire burning there. The quiet returns to this little room, warm as a freshly baked pastry crust. I smile at 2 tin spoons inside my drawer and brush away the years like golden dust. Yesterday my neighbor said I smile at empty chairs. I told her I was listening to the breezes on the stairs. She doesn't know about the boy who wore the woolen vest, the button hanging by a thread across his narrow chest, or how he held an ink-stained thumb against a paper cup, and always checked his pocket watch before he stood straight up. A tiny scar beneath your chin, the way the bicycle would lean, the 3 dried clover leaves you kept inside a tin of winter green. We shared a single bicycle across the muddy lane and counted 7 rusty gates before the heavy rain. You tied a yellow cotton string around my but every quiet street still keeps the rhythm of the beat. When two young strangers meet, you had a trick for skipping stones that always landed four. You left a dried orange peel right inside the parlor door. Your sister bought a penny pad to draw your pointed nose, and how you sneezed 3 times whenever someone brought a rose. You liked the crust on baked rye bread, but threw away the soft and kept a wounded starling in the corner of the loft. The years go by like water under old wooden piers, and small forgotten details are the ones that last for years. I see a drop blue hairpin on the sidewalk by the store, and suddenly it's 1962 again, once more. Yesterday my neighbor asked why I was humming low. I said a song came back to me from 60 years ago. Just a yellow cotton string and a bird with a broken wing. Why did the vintage clock in the baker's shop tick twice as slow? A damp wool coat smelled of herbal tea and grey rain. I hold a brown paper sack full of sweet ripe plums. Your warm thumb traced a quiet line across my cold palm. Nothing was spoken, yet every second felt so loud. The wet autumn breeze brushed against the glass. The scent of old lavender drifts off my sleeve. A sudden memory sways like a curtain in May. My heart wanders backwards without any leave to the forgotten alley where we used to play. We shared a single bicycle past the leaning iron gate, exchanging quiet secrets while the summer shadows grew. A stolen pocket full of plums decided on our fate and left a tender trace of youth I never quite outgrew. Was it 3 coins or 4 for the painted wooden carousel? My mind wanders down the narrow stone alleyway. A sleepy cat stretched on a stack of wet newspapers. You smiled because my yellow scarf was tied completely wrong. Suddenly 50 winters feel like 5 small minutes. The street lamp hums soft in the golden evening dusk. Time rolls on like a silent river in town, yet the silver coin we dropped in the well still gleams. I can still feel your fingers slipping into my mint, warm as boiled cider on an October afternoon. Do you ever watch the river asking quiet questions to the evening sky. Heavy oak presses down into one pine floorboards, holding an old man who writes by a yellow light. Dear boy with the trembling hands and quiet words, don't be so afraid of the coming night. You sit on that iron chair across from her, counting the seconds until the cafe shuts down. I know how hard your heart beats under that navy coat, fearing the simple words will all tumble out wrong. You think every glance is a secret you must denote in a world that feels far too loud and far too strong. She will smile when you spill the hot cocoa on your sleeve, and the rain will fall softly on Rue Saint Antoine. Hold her cold fingers before it is time to leave, for the train never waits once the lantern light is gone. You won't break when she moves away next summer. You will carry her laugh like a sweet golden song. I see you leaning against the cold stone wall, worrying if 17 is too late to start. You think every silence means a terrible fall, unaware of the grace inside your young heart. Put down the fountain pen you chew in distress, look up at her face while the accordion plays. Decades later, this velvet armchair holds my frame. The room is quite dark, but the memory stays bright. I would trade every coin attached to my name to watch you walk her home in that Parisian night. Be brave, little boy, on that heavy wooden seat. She loved you back, you know. Leave the sugar in her tea. Just listen to the rain. Saffron gold pours slowly through the stained glass panel, warming the corner where you rest your coat. Excuse me, friend, I rarely talk to strangers, but that gentle smile you carry caught my throat. You hold your cup just like a girl I cherished, back when the world was slow and full of grace. The years go by, yet certain habits linger. I see her ghost upon your quiet face. We danced on cobblestones until the lanterns faded, exchanging ribbon rings beneath the northern sky. She wore a linen dress that smelled of summer clover, and kissed my cheek before she ever said goodbye. Now 60 winters later, in this tiny bistro, I find her sweetness living in a stranger's eye. Do you mind if I share this small wooden table? The rain outside is painting was on the street. Her name was Claire. She laughed at my bad French lyrics and shared a chocolate cake each time we used to meet. She married someone else in 1967. Yet every afternoon I think about her tea. I know it seems a little foolish to an outsider to hold a tender flame for 80 years to see. We danced on cobblestones until the lanterns faded, exchanging ribbon rings beneath the northern sky. She wore a linen dress that smelled of summer clover and kissed my cheek before she ever said goodbye. Now 60 winters later, in this tiny bistro, I find her sweetness living in a stranger's eye. Thank you for listening to an old man's simple story. Most young people hurry past without a glance. Love isn't something that vanishes with gray hair. It stays inside the heart like a forgotten dance. The saffron light is fading to a soft dusk blue. Enjoy your evening, friend, and thank you for the chair. Somewhere tonight, I hope she's smiling too. Coarse grey wool feels soft inside my palms tonight, as if 50 winters vanished in a single breath. I rub the frayed edge of an old lapel and hear you laugh before the evening fell. A tiny tear along the inner lining shows the place where needlework was never done. The hallway smell of cedar leaves a trace and pulls me backward to a distant place. I close my eyes and let the curtain fall, your shadow dancing on the parlor wall. You pull me closer by your heavy velvet sleeve. Before the morning boat was bound to leave, we shared a copper coin to buy some toasted bread, and lived inside the hopeful words you said. Smooth silk lining slips like water through my hand, recalling how you brushed the dust right off my shoulder. The attic room was cold, the tea was turning stale. We watched the twilight darken over quiet roofs. The grandfather clock strikes 7 twice as slow, and unspools thread from 50 years ago. I feel the warmth returning to my skin, remembering how the sweetness first stepped in. You pulled me closer by a heavy velvet sleeve. Before the morning boat was bound to leave, we shared a hopeful words you said. The fabric thins where time has pressed its weight, yet every thread remembers every date. I never threw away this folded piece of cloth. It kept your ghost safe from the winter moth. Coarse ribbed wool against a quiet heart. The lamp burns low, the memories depart. I fold the jacket neatly on the chair and smile to know you still are waiting there. Brass number 7 catches late light on the tall grandfather clock in the hall. Years from right now, when my hair turns to white, I will sit by the window and quietly call back to the summer you wore that blue shawl. When love was a stranger we invited inside. I can see myself old with a cane in my hand, pouring 2 cups of tea on a small wooden tray. I will smile at the garden and understand that the heart of a youth never wanders away. Golden waltz notes spill out from a silver-plated box, while time turns the key in forgotten heavy locks. I shall close my weary eyes and see your youthful smile, walking down this gravel path along river miles, holding trembling hands beside shaded garden walls, finding sweet wild strawberries before autumn falls. I imagine my hands with their wrinkles and lines, tracing old letters we wrote long ago. Out in the courtyard the ivy entwines, and the cold winter wind brings a dust of white snow. I will speak to the shadow that softly reclines, feeling 17 again for an hour. Age is a curtain that slowly descends, yet behind it the footlights stay bright. Every deep memory gracefully bends to bring back your laughter tonight. The number 7 fades in the evening glow. I close my book and smile at the dark. I will always remember you so. My very first spark. A broom scrapes along the cobblestones outside, awakening the alley in the shade. Pour 2 small cups of chicory and hide from every promise time has slowly made. You sit across from me with gentle eyes, unfolding yellowed at the seam. You always smile whenever April turns, recalling how your young heart used to beat. A quiet fire inside your spirit burns for someone you once ran across the street. He wore a faded coat of indigo and left a folded note upon your gate, while winter turned the cobblestones to snow. Before the world decided it was late, you never said goodbye, but kept the grace of 17 years old inside this place. The copper kettle hums its little song, while memory brings back that summer fair. You held a ribbon all the evening long and let the wind untie your braided hair. He bought 2 plums and gave the larger one, and walked beside you till the street lights shone. We both have graying hair and slower feet, yet when that old piano plays a waltz, the years dissolve like sugar in the heat, and none of those young promises were false. So drink your tea, my dear and gentle friend. Some loves don't break, they simply never end. Warm clove and crushed lavender drift across the courtyard, carried on a gentle breeze that softens late July. Oh, Pierre stops his walking by the wooden bakery door, closing both his eyes to let 60 winters fly. He is 16 once again, standing in the clover, watching how a village girl laughed beneath the sky. Her hair was tied with ribbon blue, her bicycle was painted green. She never knew the quiet boy was captured by the scene. A sudden scent can turn the clock and make a young heart race. When summer sun lit every street and blushed her freckled face, he held a letter in his coat he never dared to hand, and kept that secret sweet and soft across a quiet land. Though hair turns white and years roll on, the memory remains a gentle spark that stays unquenched through all the autumn rains. She bought 2 peach tarts every Sunday afternoon, leaving faint perfume trails along the cobblestone. He swept the dusty shop floor just to watch her pass, wishing he could speak a word instead of stay alone. Now 60 years have faded like a sketch upon a wall, yet every little detail stays intact and fully grown. They met again in middle age, politely shook a hand with different trying to understand. No words were needed for the grace of what was never said. Just simple peace that warmed the path where youthful beauty led. The breeze shifts gently down the lane. The scent of lavender recedes. Pierre adjusts his woolen cap and smiles at simple deeds. A sweet old song upon his breath, where first love softly bleeds.
Quiet house cracked wide open when I remembered your boots. They scraped along the gravel path in October '59. You held a paper cone of fried dough against your chin. I stood under the iron street lamp, frozen in the cold. You wiped a fleck of cinnamon sugar off your wool coat. The silence had been thick for hours until that scene returned. The camera in my mind rolls back slow, black and white dust on a projector beam. I can see the steam from your breath rising up. I can smell the wet stone of the river wall. You crossed the narrow wooden bridge while holding two glass bottles, and stopped beneath the canopy of yellow chestnut trees. You laughed because my clumsy umbrella tipped into the river, then shed your dry wool scarf before the church bells struck at 3. That single afternoon became my favorite secret frame. The projectionist in my heart rewinds to the cafe door. Your leather satchel bumped against the brass handle twice. You ordered tea with orange peel and sat beside the window. I pretended to read a folded map while watching your silhouette. The rain tap danced on the zinc awning above our heads. We never spoke a formal word, yet everything was clear. Now 60 winters later, the film is somewhat worn. The edges curl with golden dust, the colors fade to sepia. But when the house grows far too quiet on a Tuesday afternoon, that vivid reel plays once again, without a single sound. You cross the narrow wooden bridge while holding two glass bottles, and stop beneath the canopy of yellow chestnut trees. You laugh because my clumsy umbrella tipped into the river, then shed your dry wool scarf before the church bells struck at 3. That single afternoon became my favorite secret frame. 4 drops of mint in cold water on my tray. The silence settles back into the room. I close my eyes and let the curtain fall. I still remember every frame. The walnut armchair settles deep into the rug, holding 80 years of winters and a quiet hug. Look at you at 20, standing near the garden gate, terrified of silence and afraid to stay up late. You held a paper ribbon that she dropped beside the well, with 50 secret words you were too timid then to tell. Young boy in the hallway
listen to me now. Smooth the nervous wrinkles from your forehead and your brow. She is waiting by the lime trees with her bicycle in hand. Stop worrying about the storms that gather on the bay. Just walk across the cobblestones and find something to say. Her laughter is a tune that you will cherish when you're old. So hold her padded sweater close against the autumn cold. I see you hide the letter in your leather satchel strap, sitting on the riverbank with maps upon your lap. You think the grown-up wisdom comes from waiting for a sign, when all you really needed was to trace her hand in thine. She wore a cotton apron with a faded yellow thread, and sang a gentle ballad while the sunset turned to red. Young boy in the hallway, listen to me now. Smooth the nervous wrinkles from your forehead and your brow. She is waiting by the lime trees with her bicycle in hand. Stop worrying about the storms that gather on the bay. Just walk across the cobblestones and find something to say. Her laughter is a tune that you will cherish when you're old. So hold her padded sweater close against the autumn cold. Don't look down at your boots, boy, just look into her eyes. The future isn't written in the autumn painted skies. You'll grow a little silver, you will rest inside this chair, but you will always miss the way the wind caught in her hair. The chair is heavy, warm and slow. My heart is light as falling snow. I smile across the 80 years to you, and hope you take the hand you knew. Plum-colored twilight drips across our small wooden table. And pardon me, monsieur, for staring at your coat. You turned your shoulder just like a boy named Gabriel, with that same tilted chin and laugh inside his throat. It has been 50 years since I last heard that accent, back when the autumn leaves were thick along the lane. Forgive an old woman's ramblings over tea. You have his quiet posture, calm and free. He wore a navy coat of wool and walked me through the thunder. We shared a single caramel beneath a shaded tree. I gave my silver band away before the ship went under, and though the winter turned my hair, his spring stays warm in me. You say you come from Lily, he was from Normandy. He had a small brass whistle, he played beside the quay. We never said goodbye, just watched the river running. A simple summer kiss before he sailed away. Now look at us sitting here, strangers in the evening, while steam rises slowly from my porcelain cup. Thank you for listening to to a stranger's old devotion. It is a gentle gift to speak his name aloud. Sometimes a random face brings back an ancient ocean and pulls a tender secret from the passing crowd. He wore a navy coat of wool and walked me through the thunder. We shared a single caramel beneath a shaded tree. I gave my silver band away before the ship went under. And though the winter turned my hair, his spring stays warm in me. Your tea is getting cold, monsieur. I will let you read. The street lamp just clicked on across the square. A sweet old memory was all I seemed to need. Good night, kind stranger with his dark curly hair. Yesterday my sister asked if you still rode that bicycle, the heavy black one with the wicker basket on the front. I smiled into my teacup and I answered I was not quite sure. Though suddenly I saw you standing by the river bridge. You wore that faded corduroy and leaned against the rail, with grease upon your thumb and chalk upon your fingernail. You always drew small swallows in the margins of your book and carried 3 mint candies in your coat pocket for 2. You counted concrete steps whenever we climbed up the hill, and whistled every afternoon when shift work was all through. A pair of woolly gloves left resting on a wooden bench, the dark blue ink that smudged across your middle finger twice, a jar of sweet plum jelly cooling slowly on the sill, and how you drank your cider with a single cube of ice. These small unwritten details keep a quiet summer bright before the autumn fog comes down and steals away the light. She said she saw a boy who had your quick and easy stride, carrying a loaf of bread wrapped in a brown paper sheet. It made me think of how you held the door at the bakery, and how you always walked upon the roadside of the street. You kept a folded bus route map from 1964 and left your leather satchel right beside the pantry door. I found a pressed yellow clover inside my dictionary, beside a stub of blue ticket from the local matinee. We never spoke of forever or made a promise to the stars. We only watched the river wash the fallen leaves away. A pair of woolly gloves left resting on a wooden bench, the dark blue ink that smudged across your middle finger twice, a jar of sweet plum jelly cooling slowly on sister folded up her napkin, asking nothing more. The late light hit the parlor floor, and ribbons warm and clear. A first love doesn't vanish, it just sits inside the room, like a small forgotten trinket that you hold forever dear. A bicycle bell chimes outside our window frame, rolling past the lime trees down the block. You stop your tea, you almost say his name, and tilt your head to listen to the clock. How strange that 70 years can melt away with just one little ring upon the street. You smile at me and have so much to say about the afternoon you chance to meet. Set down your cup and let the steam rise high. We have nowhere to rush this afternoon. I see that quiet starlight in your eye, so let us hum that old accordion tune. He waited by the bridge with painted flowers in his hand, a quiet boy who walked you home through autumns long ago. And though the years have scattered every secret that you planned, the gentle kiss beneath the arch still leaves a golden glow. You saved his written letter in a tin of clove and tea, and brought his tender ghost today to sit right here with me. Your hands are wrinkled now, but when you smile I see 16 again inside your face. You tell me how he danced without a style and stumbled on the cobblestone with grace. His coat was patched, his laugh was loud and bright. He bought a plum to split in two for you. You held his fingers tight into the night, underneath the sky of faded blue. He waited by the bridge with painted flowers in his hand, a quiet boy who walked you home through autumns long ago. And though the years have scattered every secret that you planned, the gentle kiss beneath the arch still leaves a golden glow. You saved his written letter in a tin of clove and tea, and brought his tender ghost today to sit right here with me. We watch the shadows stretch across the floor, two gray-haired friends who know how fast time goes. You wrap your shoulders in the woolen plaid, remembering the simple warmth you had. First love is never truly left behind. It stays a peaceful harbor in the mind. The bicycle bell fades down 3rd Street now. You take another sip and softly sigh. We keep our sweetest secrets anyhow, while twilight warms quiet evening sky. A silver Roman fork gleams on the mantel clock, and outside the tall wooden shutters stay locked. I close my tired eyes and I picture us late, when our hair turns to frost by the garden gate. You will lean on a cane while I hand you a pear, with the very same grin that you used to wear when we ran through the schoolyard at 17 years. The tea leaves settle soft inside my cup. I watch the quiet pendulum swing up. We sit upon wood overlooking the bay, watching red-sailed fishing craft drift far away. I shall remind you of sweet lemon tarts on your shirt, when a tumble-down cobblestones barely could hurt. Though knuckles grow stiff as late dusk turns to cold, that original fire keeps us young in the mold. The brass gears hum softly inside their old case, while I carve out a dream of a far distant place. I imagine us old with our spectacles thick, counting stars in the quiet. With every small tick you will hum an old tune from a summer in June, as the shadow moves past a porcelain moon. When time strips the leaves from the highest oak tree, I know that first love stays as deep as the sea. No wrinkled old hands and no silvery thread can undo a single sweet word that you said. We sit upon wood overlooking the bay, watching red-sailed fishing craft drift far away. I shall remind you of sweet lemon tarts on your shirt, when a tumble-down cobblestones barely could hurt. Though knuckles grow stiff as late dusk turns to cold, that original fire keeps us young in the mold. The clock strikes the 4:15 once again. I will love you as fiercely at 80 as then, still 17, underneath all of the years. This rusted iron key sits quiet on the pine. It used to open up the shed behind the vine. My hands are slower now, my shoulders carry years, yet holding this small weight dissolves my older fears. I remember how you left and dropped it in the grass before the summer turned, and let the autumn afternoon goes soft against the window pane. I trace the knot you filed to catch the garden chain. We hid beneath the shed while thunder split the sky. You shared a stolen peach and swore you'd never cry. The rain beat down like drums upon the tin above, and in that crowded dark I learned the shape of love. The tea is growing cold beside my reading glass. I watch the shadows walk along the courtyard grass. 70 long springs have swept across this town since you sat on the step and tied your ribbon down. You promised to return before the apples fell, and though you moved away, I wished you only well. The accordion begins somewhere down on the street, a slow and familiar song where past and present meet. We hid beneath the shed while thunder split the sky. You shared a stolen peach and swore you'd never cry. The rain beat down like drums upon the tin above, and in that crowded dark I learned the shape of love. Quiet dawn, no bitterness remains, just warmth inside the chest of all the gentle dreams. The first was still the best. This rusted iron key sits quiet on the pine, a tiny piece of youth that stayed forever mine. I smile and close my hand and let the music play. Sweet toasted almond and dark chicory drift across the small tea room porch. Old Madam Millie's turns her silver spoon, watching sparrows alight on the porch. She was 17 when a boy named Gene brought a bicycle built for two. He had ink on his thumb and a velvet cap, and his eyes were a startling blue. 60 long winters have dusted the square, yet she remembers the tilt of his hair. Every late Tuesday she sits by the glass, watching schoolboys and bicycles pass. He traded his jacket to buy her a rose at the stall by the riverbank wall. They shared half a tart as the chapel bell rang for the evening choir call. No words were confessed under midnight street lamps, yet the promise was tacitly signed. And 60 years later that brief summer spark remains gently preserved in her mind. Joan moved away when the autumn arrived with a trunk full of charcoal and ink. She kept every postcard he mailed from the port near the dock where tall vessels sink. She married a tailor who treated her well and who loved her through decades of peace. Yet the boy with the rose is a quiet, sweet ghost whose soft memory will never cease. He traded his jacket to buy her a rose at the stall by the riverbank wall. They shared half a tart as the chapel bell rang for the evening choir call. No words were confessed under midnight street lamps, yet the promise was tacitly signed. And 60 years later that brief summer spark remains gently preserved in her mind. First love is a song that softens with age, played on worn wooden accordion keys. It carries no sadness, no lingering pain, just a warmth floating light on the breeze. Elise pays her bill and steps into the street. The smell of warm almonds still lingers so sweet. She smiles at the sky as the evening grows deep. Some gentle old memories are lovely to keep. A sudden thought breaks through the heavy stillness. A flicker of 16 returns to my eyes. The parlor grows warm with a forgotten sweetness, as wet cobblestones glisten under twilight skies. You stood by the corner in a coat too wide, holding 2 stolen plums in your trembling hands. The baker was closing his shutter of wood. The rain had just stopped on the avenue floor. We laughed at the shadows exactly where we stood. 2 kids in the doorway of a vintage store. You handed me fruit with a breathless delight. Our fingers collided while street lamps grew bright, and sweetness burst open through autumn and chill, where time lost its courage and stood perfectly still. Accordion drifted from a distant dark hall, playing a slow waltz we barely could step to. You wiped off the juice as it started to fall, and smiled with a grace that was entirely new. Your woolen scarf trailed on the damp city street, heart beating fast in a young wooden shoe. Now 50 long summers have drifted away, yet every small detail remains crisp and clear. I sit in my armchair at the close of the day and feel your soft laughter still hovering near. You handed me fruit with a breathless delight. Our fingers collided while street lamps grew bright, and sweetness burst open through autumn and chill, where time lost its courage and stood perfectly perfectly still. The quiet returns to my room once again. A purple plum skin on a white porcelain plate. I whisper your nickname and smile at the rain, grateful for memories that never arrive late. Where do the lost years go when the tea cools down? I watch the steam drift up toward the ceiling beams. A boy with a wool cap standing on a rainy quay, holding 2 tickets to a town we never named. Did you keep the ribbon from the baker's parcel? I sit here listening to the radio hum alone, wandering backward through a door that has no key. My fingers trace the edge of this old kitchen tile, and suddenly 1958 comes running back. We shared a roasted chestnut under heavy winter wool. Your laugh turned into mist against the gray cathedral door. You kissed my wet coat sleeve before the evening train was full, and neither of us spoke about what lay ahead in store. The accordions on the wireless play a waltz I used to know. My knee aches slightly when the autumn weather turns. I wonder if your hair turns silver soft like mine, or if you still put sugar in your midday filter dark. It slips from a bicycle bell to a dry fallen leaf, a quiet thought tumbling like dice across the table. We shared a roasted chestnut under heavy winter wool. Your laugh turned into mist against the gray cathedral door. You kissed my wet coat sleeve before the evening train was full, and neither of us spoke about what lay ahead in store. A spoonful of plum jam, a shadow on the wall. You called my name once near the river bend. No answer came back then, no answer comes today. Just 80 years of heartbeats turning into gentle smoke. Where do those lost years go? The tea is cold now. I smile at the quiet street outside. A boy, a girl, a rainy cave.